Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Keymaker Nation podcast. It's Bradley G. Smith. You wake up, drive 30 minutes to work as an employee at your 9 to 5, which you hate, and all you can think about at work is providing for your family, starting your business, moving it forward, changing the world, and in the process, living the life of freedom and fulfillment you've always imagined. This podcast helps you transition from employee to entrepreneur. My name is Bradley G. Smith, and welcome to the Keymaker Nation podcast. So, in the last podcast, guys, I talked about communities and what Keymaker Nation is, and this is a continuation of that conversation. And I had mentioned specifically that I wanted to get into this manifesto that I wrote related to Keymaker Nation, mainly because I feel like it sort of embodies who Keymaker Nation is and really who's welcome in Keymaker Nation. So yeah, and then I did mention other communities. I mentioned like the record breakers, the refusers, the funnel hackers, and a couple of other ones, but I forgot one that I definitely am glad to be a part of. There's a guy named Malin Darris who is big in the CPA marketing scene, and I follow him. And he's got a forum called madsociety.net, and I love his community and how it's set up. His community is called Mad Members. So you're a Mad member and you're part of the Mad Society. And so, like I was saying, I think I was trying to think what can I do sort of along those lines as Mad Society and some of the other ones that I had been reviewing. And so I came up with Keymaker Nation, and I wrote this manifesto. And so I want to just read it, and that's going to be the podcast. But this is, again, just sort of intro. I know I've done this over the course of like 4 different episodes, but yeah, so this is just going to be hopefully the icing on the cake in terms of who the audience is for Keymaker Nation and who is in this community. So here's my manifesto. Send us your downtrodden, your outcasts, your drifters and vagabonds. Send us your brightest, your best, your affiliates army of one, your hopers and dreamers. But we are more than dreamers. We are sons, daughters, mothers, fathers. We are marketers, manufacturers, engineers, scientists, academics, and experts. We are hopeful, hungry, and driven. We are keymakers. Keymakers are split testers, bridge builders, connectors, solopreneurs, funnel hackers, and insiders. Keymakers believe society has forgotten how to create. Creating inspires hope in ourselves and in our families. It helps us to learn what doesn't work and leads to what does. It sparks our imaginations and illuminates new paths. It leads to innovation and greater heights. We believe creation in our marketing efforts builds trust and deeper relationships. It raises communities up and pushes them toward connection around audacious notions. It ignites conversation and leads to deeper understanding. It overcomes objections. It answers big questions with big ideas. Our community is a whimsical, focused, intelligent, curious, insightful, facetious, visionary, and worldwide. We think you should be a keymaker, a creator. We think you should be one of us. So that's the manifesto, and if I'm giving credit to where I sort of got the flow for that manifesto, it's from a guy named Sean Plott. He's got day9.tv, and he's got a manifesto on there, and I sort of took that format and modeled it after this, but it helped me come up and really put words to what the Keymaker Nation is. And so, sort of like I was saying earlier, if you're a problem solver, you find a problem and then you figure out a solution and you create something to make your business better or make the space that you're in better, then that's really what Keymaker Nation is all about. So I hope you guys can join me in this podcast. This podcast will be on YouTube. This podcast will be on iTunes and a couple of other outlets where you can download podcasts at. So my goal is to push really a couple of times a week, 2 or 3 times a week at least, and really just whenever something strikes me that I want to share with you guys. So yeah, that's it for this podcast, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Hey guys, don't forget to join me in the Keymaker Nation private Facebook group. If you're listening to the podcast via iTunes, please rate and review. And if you're listening via YouTube, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe. And as always, thanks for listening.